It is Allie Bear, the Gaming Bear here, and today we are back in our planet Reptile, building a habitat for the Cuvier's Dwarf Caiman. And today I really wanted to try something a little different and tried not to do such a square habitat and tried to do one with more of a environmental wall, quote unquote, if you will. Although I also wanted to have a large glass viewing area for the visitors to be able to look in and see. I wanted it to be like a tunnel view where they could look up and see them swimming, see their underbellies, as well as I wanted to be able to allow the guests to watch them dive underneath the water and catch fish and explore their habitat under the water. And I think it turned out really well, although it did take me several tries to get this how I wanted it to be. But overall, I think it turned out really well. I also downloaded some blueprints from the workshop that I really saw and I wanted to try out so badly. And I will have them linked down in the description below. I think they are absolutely beautiful and stunning. And I was very, very happy with how the habitat turned out with them, because I definitely could not do the rock work that these blueprints provided for me to be able to do. This is the overall shape that I decided to go with because, again, I wanted it to be quite a large habitat for them, but I also wanted it to be very different, I guess you could say, from the previous two habitats that I built. Building this artificial wall with the rocks, because again, I didn't want to use actual walls. I wanted to try my hand at using nature to be one of the walls, or some of the walls, and I think it turned out pretty okay, actually. And this is definitely a big swing from my previous two habitats where they were just rocks, or not rocks, the conservation rocks. The conservation walls? Yeah, the conservation walls, not the rocks. I'm sitting here looking at these rocks and all I can think about is rocks. And here I am just really trying to get the rocks out of that big old group how I wanted them to be. My intent with this was to build a very naturalistic riverbank type build because of the location of where these reptiles live. I am not sure why I didn't take the water out to do this part, but I eventually do, because I eventually realized that I can do all this without having the water in the habitat. But I planned on adding a ton of rocks to the edge of this habitat. Some floating vegetation that I needed to fix because I just didn't want it to look unnatural, and it would not floating grass. But I love the way that the grass looks like seaweed growing in the water. It gave it that really nice characteristic. Or, yeah, is it characteristic? Yeah, characteristic. I previously wanted to build like a tunnel type habitat where the visitors could walk underneath the caiman swimming but also see them above. But after watching several videos, I could not figure out how to do it without like ruining the aesthetic. So I just kind of went with this, and I went with this really nice tall glass, and I think the glass turned out really nice, and I think the way that the visitors can look inside and see what's in there turned out really good too. Here I am just laying some more pebbles around to again give it that river-ish vibe. Taking screenshots for later. And do let me know what you think about this style of habitat, because I would like to do some more learning how to make different habitats look a little bit more natural, and I would love to show, like, at the end of this series, the progress I made from the beginning of my zoo building to where I came at the very end, with how it went from a square habitat to natural, lush, very detailed habitats. But yes, please do let me know what you guys think about this habitat. Like I said, I am very impressed with it. I was very happy with how it turned out. This part, I struggled with trying to figure out how to do this gate. I couldn't figure out how to make the path up there for the zookeepers, so I eventually moved it down off the wall. Once you watch a little bit, you'll see I give up on this, and I'm trying to figure out the controls. I'm trying to get it all figured out, and I still can't do it. Here I am, just finally giving up and putting the gate down at the bottom in the back and linking this path up to the water treatment, so then it's off of the main path. I guess while you are watching me build the rest of this habitat, I will give you some fun facts about the Cuvier's dwarf caiman. So the Cuvier's dwarf caiman is a small crocodilian in the alligator family. They are primarily found in the northern and central parts of South America. They are commonly kept as pets and are referred to as the wedge-head caiman in the pet trade. The Cuvier's dwarf caiman was first described by the French zoologist Georges Cuvier in 1807. These small-bodied crocodilians have strong body armor on both their dorsal and ventral sides. Their head has an unusual shape for a crocodilian, with a dome-shaped skull and a short, smooth, concave snout with an upturned tip, the shape rather resembling the head of a dog. Adults are dark brownish black with a dark brown head, while juveniles are brown with black bands. The irises of their eyes are a chestnut brown at all ages, and their pupils are vertically slit. These reptiles are neotropical and found in countries such as Bolivia, Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, Guyana, Paraguay, Venezuela, and a couple more. They are present in the drainages of Orinoco River, the São Francisco River, and the Amazon River, and they reach up to the Parana River and the Paraguay River. I'm so sorry if I butchered those names. They prefer biomes such as lakes, rivers, wetlands, fresh water, and riparian, and they prefer tropical climates. These caimans are primarily nocturnal. During the day, they lie low in burrows, rest on rocks, or in shallow waters with their backs exposed to the sun. These reptiles, also like the spectacled caiman, do a similar hibernation state during the dry season to stay cool. They are at home in both the land and in water, and they are known to travel long distances overnight and can be found sometimes in isolated temporary pools. Adult caimans are usually found singly or in pairs, and they communicate with each other through sounds, movements, postures, smells, and touch. And when threatened, the caimans will inflate their bodies to seem bigger and may also hiss aggressively. As adults, they are primarily carnivores and pescivores, eating fish, amphibians, small mammals, birds, crabs, shrimp, mollusks, and other invertebrates, which they can catch in the water or on land. Though juveniles will eat less fish, but also consume crustaceans, tadpoles, frogs, and snails, as well as land invertebrates such as beetles. Cuvier's dwarf caimans are polygynous, which means that one male mates with multiple females in a single breeding season. Their pregnancy duration goes from 4 to 5 months, and females will lay up to 10 to 25 eggs. And during the egg incubation period, it will last up to 90 days. And similar to the spectacled caiman, the females are called cows and the bulls are the males. The Cuvier's dwarf caiman are a stable and least concerned population animal, though they are threatened by habitat destruction, including the mining of gold, intensive agriculture, and urbanization. They are also killed by the indigenous peoples for food and traditional medicine and are collected for the pet trade. These small reptilians are very important to their ecosystem due to their diets. They maintain a healthy balance for the organisms. In their absence, fish such as piranha might dominate the environment. The Cuvier's dwarf caiman are also important prey species for local predators. The eggs and newly hatched young are preyed on by birds, snakes, rats, raccoons, and other mammals. Adults are protected by their bony osteoderms under their scales, and their main predators are jaguars, green anacondas, and large boa constrictors. These reptiles can live up to from 20 to 60 years. They can weigh up to from anywhere from 13 to 15 pounds, and they get about 5 feet long, 5.5 feet long. I have a couple more fun facts. The Cuvier's dwarf caiman is the smallest living New World crocodilian. It is suggested that the Cuvier's dwarf caimans are one of the world's most abundant crocodilians. The genus name Paleosuchus is derived from Greek and roughly translates as ancient crocodile. This refers to the belief that this crocodile comes from an ancient lineage that diverged from other species of caimans some 30 million years ago. That is a really long time. About done with this build. I really hope you guys enjoyed this, and watching them run up the path to the water from the gate is really, really cute. Actually, it's really cute. I would just like to say that this habitat was, again, one of my favorites to build, and I really genuinely enjoyed watching the caiman swim around and watching the visitors watch them swim around from the glass view. And here I am just fixing the tiny little bitty details that I noticed. I ended up being able to put 3, I believe, in here, although I could probably definitely put more. But for now I have 3, and I figured they would do really well breeding and filling up this habitat just like my other reptiles have done so far. I also decided that I wanted to add one more caiman to this habitat because, again, it was just kind of bare, and I felt like it was plenty big enough to have at least 3. Oh, and so I accidentally paused my recording, and so y'all missed when I was putting all the water decor in, and I was so upset. And I was putting their name on the wall. I was so disappointed. But I wanted to have some floating logs in there, like it would be in the wild with broken trees. And I added some algae and lily pads. And I was trying to break up some of the edge of the water a little bit, but yeah, it didn't work out the way that I wanted it to, but it's okay. I'm very disappointed about the fact that it didn't show the full build, but it's okay. Y'all got to see the finished product, so I guess that's all that matters. I want to just say thank you guys so much for watching, and please let me know what you think about this habitat build, and I would love some name suggestions for our new Caiman, and I would love to hear what you guys think about the zoo so far. I will be working on another lizard to go on the other side of our zoo, so please stay tuned, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!